Okay, so I'm just going to finish with what, so guys, if you were watching, this is a continuation to my world predictions, and here I'm going to do a prediction for Donald Trump and for the USA. So the most important thing I saw with the USA is that the progressed Pluto is on their midheaven. Now I look back, and when Pluto transited the midheaven, it was the time of Nixon's impeachment. And so that said to me, they are going to go hell for leather in terms of trying to impeach Donald Trump. There's going to be a big year for this. In terms of Trump's charts, there's many ups and downs, a great deal of stress. There's some big successes and some big problems. I think he can overcome it. And I think that it is going to be okay in terms of his impeachment, although I do think there's a strong possibility of them possibly impeaching his son, Don Jr., because I see a great deal of stress related to his family. I also see problems for Donald Trump in terms of health, not like dramatic problems, but I think he's having a lot lower energy and having a lower, I think it's getting to him, this constant pressure and this constant battle he's under. So that could be a problem. Now, one of the things that happened again when Nixon was in power, when this Pluto transit happened, was Nixon went over to China and started making overtures to them. That was a very big deal. And of course, Nixon had also, was pulling back from the whole war hawkish thing, which Trump is already doing with Syria and Afghanistan. So I think Trump will either go to Moscow and meet President Putin, or he will go invite Putin to the White House and do something big for American-Russian relations. So I think it's a big year in terms of Trump will go for some really big things. I think it's going to be a big year in terms of space. He's going to double down on the Space Force. We might see something really important happening, pioneering in terms of something new to do with space exploration. Maybe we'll go to the moon again. Maybe the Mars mission will start. So I think something really big will happen like that. So Trump's going to go for the wow factor in many ways to compensate for the problems he's having in terms of the whole impeachment thing and everything to do with that. I think it's going to be a year of floods, severe heat waves, also possibly tornadoes in the USA. So definitely some extreme, powerful weather conditions affecting America, possibly starting by some real intense cold as we go into the beginning of 2019. Something interesting I saw happening was Trump's battle with the Fed. Now, of course, a lot of people have been thinking the Fed has been trying to scupper Trump's presidency and kill off the recovery by raising interest rates more than is necessary for inflationary purposes. And I think it's highly likely Trump's going to go after the Fed. Is he going to get them audited? Is he going to, threaten to pull back on some of their powers? I'm not particularly sure how that would work. Experts would have to tell me, but I think he could be ready to go after the Fed. I don't think we'll see as much growth in America. It could be, a little bit of a difficult time economically as the bubble comes to an end. Because of some of the transits that were happening, I was wondering, they did coincide with the time of the attack on the USS Cole and Benghazi. So I was wondering if there would be an attack on American installation abroad or American embassy abroad, some sort of attack on a big American asset or base or asset, embassy abroad. So I'll be watching out for something like that. Okay. I think they'll be moving away from Saudi Arabia as an ally, as I've already talked about when I talked about Saudi Arabia's prediction. I sound like Billy Burke, who played Glenda the Good Witch. Oh, well, I'm glad I'm at least the Good Witch, huh? World War III, yeah. Watch out for my Germany prediction on that. I'd watch out for 2025 and 26. Neptune is going into Aries. That's always been the synonymous Fourth War, and loads of placements very similar to World War II. They're going to want to finish what they started in World War II, and that's get the better of Russia. They didn't do it in the end with the 1917 revolution. They didn't do it in World War II, which I think was actually the main point of World War II. They're going to have another go. Once they've got Russia and all their minerals and all their wealth in terms of their oil and the gas, they'll feel that and once they get rid of Putin, who's been a big problem in this whole globalization, they'll feel they've got control. So I think they will go for that. So we talked about America, the judges. I don't think Trump will be able to elect any more judges this year, possibly next year. At the moment, not. In terms of Trump's chart, yeah, like I say, I think he'll be very up and down for him. Massive news with the impeachment going on. They'll push that as far as possible. Julian Assange, I think there's going to be some movement on that, where he won't be in the embassy anymore, and America might start extradition proceedings and legal proceedings. I do think there's going to be a positive outcome eventually for Julian, but he's going to have to go through a lot. Okay, Happy New Year, Beans. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. I wanted to finish on Australia. They used to have that joke about Chelsea, only 5 more Chelsea managers till Christmas. And I think it could be a little bit like that in Australian politics. Lots of changes, lots of cabinet reshuffles, possibly, you know, new leaders, new elections, and heat, and possibly floods in Australia. Lots of extreme weather in Australia as well. Yeah, Australia. So, you know, politically quite turbulent there. But yeah. Okay, I think that's a wrap. Gosh, we've done a lot. I hope you kind of liked it. Oh yes, I was wondering if there might be with the UK some new mining or oil exploration project that possibly they do in conjunction with America. So maybe a big infrastructure project to do with space or mining that England and America might do together. There's definitely something to do with exploration, mineral or oil exploration going on for the UK as well. I think it could be quite an interesting year. I think it could be a kind of positive year. By the way, I hope my other video is uploaded properly, because when I ended my stream and I cut it off, it went all weird. So I hope it's out there. Yeah, and so God bless, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed talking about it. Take care.